It's in London Garden, mid-December 2023. As you can see, the deciduous trees are starting to go to sleep, drop their leaves. Despite that we're towards the end of the year, we are still getting ripe figs, so I wanted to share some varieties that are ripening up right now. Starting out, this is a Chicago hardy fig tree. This is in a class of figs called Mount Edna. While they do really well in cool climates, this is one of the most productive fig trees you can get in our climate here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, and that's because they have a really short ripening cycle. So you can still see some clusters of figs on the ends here. So Chicago hardy, I actually give a lot of credit to. It's consistently good, productive, and you can see if you let it ripen fully on the tree to the point where it's just wrinkling, it really develops a lot of nectar and gives it that jammy quality. Really solid berry fig. You can't go wrong with this one. Another one ripening up right now is red Lebanese Bekaa Valley. Similar to Chicago hardy, it's just very productive, incredibly flavorful fig. Not very large fig, but in my top 3. And we've got dozens of figs ripening up right now on the tree. So as you can see, it's a beautiful looking fig. It tastes delicious. Really complex berry notes on this one. What's nice about this family of figs is they'll ripen quality figs at this cooler time of the year. Other figs need high heat. And so even if they ripen figs, you'll find kind of a blah taste to them. So they won't ripen all too well, and you won't get good production like you get with this one. So if you're into berry figs, definitely give red Lebanese Bekaa Valley a look. We're at one of my multi-grafted fig trees. So at the bottom here, this is a graft of a variety called Smith. This variety really picks up a dark crimson red at this time of the year. Super jammy fig. If you're in a humid climate, this is really a preferred variety for that because it resists splitting, can deal with a lot of moisture on the tree. Not so much a concern here. Very sweet fig. Like eating strawberry jam. Very thick and less complex than red Lebanese Bekaa Valley, but really delicious fig. Another multi-grafted fig tree. This is a Bass's favorite. You can see I've got some medical tape on the eye, and that's just to help prevent spoilage because this one does have an open eye and bugs will get into it, especially sap beetles, if you don't close it off like this. Hopefully the camera picks up how deep of a red this is. Beautiful looking fig. So just for comparison value, you can see the Smith fig right here. But very deep crimson red on these. So delicious. Like I said, this is so intense, it almost gives you a stinging berry taste. These you need to let fully ripen or they'll have some astringency. So on that same tree, I've got black Madeira. I've got one in a bag here that I think is ready. Give that a... So black Madeira, obviously a bit of an open eye there. What's generally good about this fig is it seals that eye with honey so that bugs can't get in. Not detecting it, but it might be deeper in the cavity. So we can see a relatively deep cavity on the black Madeira. And not as red as the other varieties that we're looking at here. Much thicker skin as well. So it's a moderately sweet fig. It's got a lot of flavor, not only the pulp, but the skin itself imparts what I think of like a fruit roll-up. Really interesting, delicious fig. And you can see it does get coated with some syrup as well. So kind of a view of all those together. So up here, this is my Sen Jaume Gran. This one too, I generally will put some medical tape on the bottom. Much like the Black Madeira, this one too can seal the eye with honey and often does. But the medical tape is just a good way to ensure that nothing gets in case it doesn't set that honey. Okay, this is a pretty good sized fig too. Quite large. Again, like the Black Madeira, a little bit of a cavity there. Just completely oozing with the syrup here. And also like Black Madeira, it does have a thicker skin. The interior is really light. It's not thick like some of the other figs. This variety performed really well for me in summertime this year and is performing well this time of the year. It's a later variety, but as long as you consistently water it, it doesn't dry out and it produces really well. All right, got one more to share with you. This is my Martinenca Rimada. Variegated fig that then turns purple. Another berry type fig. While you can see the pulp on the inside is not as deep red as some of the other ones we looked at, that doesn't take away from how intense this is. This is another extremely intense berry type fig, but what's interesting between that fig on the right and the Sen Jaume Gran we just looked at is this almost has a creaminess to it. The Martinenca Rimada. So delicious. Really like a compote, you know, strawberry compote. Just incredibly intense and unique fig. So we're very lucky here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, even though we suffer quite a bit during the summers in our heat. We have the benefit of being able to grow figs for a really long season, and this is really not atypical to get these premium type figs coming in, ripening beautifully here at the end of December, you know, when just before the trees go dormant. Typically our fig trees will go dormant in January, and then they'll start breaking bud in March. So we have only a small period where, you know, the figs are asleep. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the fruit that I'm harvesting this time of the year. Most of the fruit comes from grafts that I put on my tree. If you're just growing one variety, really recommend you look into grafting and diversify your fig trees. Not only are you going to get to taste all these incredible different varieties, but you're not going to take up room by putting in another tree. So I, like a lot of people, will be selling cuttings in January, probably mid-January. I'll announce here on the channel when my store is open for sales. Recently I was looking at the analytics on my channel and shows only about 20% of those viewing my videos are subscribed. So if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and hit the bell notification so you'll get to see upcoming videos, including my announcement for when these cuttings go up on my shop. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.